Welcome back to my channel. This episode we're talking moving to LA. Welcome to my journey with Schreibman. Moving to LA was such a big change in my life. I've known for about 3 to 4 years that I've wanted to move out here since I've been in college. I've always wanted to do entertainment and be a TV host, and this is the best place for it. I remember the morning that my brother and I were driving to the airport. I was so scared, I was nervous. He was driving because I hate to drive. And so we got there about an hour early and we had time to wait, and we were both so nervous but excited. And then we finally got out here to meet our parents at LAX. They've been driving our car out. They've always wanted to do a road trip, and they drove our car all the way out about a week and a half before. And we finally met them. I remember driving out of the airport like, this is my life now. And I remember seeing, we've vacationed here before, but I remember seeing when I moved out here at LA for the first time and driving by Staples Center and driving by downtown. It was refreshing, but I'm still scared 3 months later. No, it was something that I'll never forget, that first look driving out of LAX. I remember driving from the airport to look at our first apartment, and I was all nervous because I remember that first look up into actually what LA was. And I remember seeing all the buildings and everything driving by downtown LA. And I remember driving to our first apartment, which was very close to downtown LA. It was about a 5-minute walk from Staples Center. And I remember walking in all excited, and it said it had been furnished before. It looked nice and a nice space. And I remember walking in, it was smaller than a college dorm. And that's when things kind of set in for me here. Everything got real. So my brother and I had a few hours to make a decision of whether we were going to stay, whether we were going to look at different apartments. And we ultimately decided to go look at other apartments while they were trying to download the lease. They were having some technical issues. And I remember driving to Burbank and then to West Hollywood. My brother and I found this really nice 1-bedroom apartment that we really liked. And the guy said that he wouldn't, I guess because we were younger, I don't know the reason why, but he wouldn't allow us to sign the lease or move forward. They were looking for someone who had been here in LA for a little bit. So I remember being in a panic and being in a hurry. And the next day we woke up and we drove to the apartment that we live in now, and we finally fell in love with it, so then we could finally start our life here in LA. I remember immediately job hunting and going for my career, and I was going on interviews and everything like that within the first few weeks. And I remember getting my first two job offers. One was at a marketing company, and then I got a job offer that I thought was one as a personal assistant for a person who was supposedly high up in a business. And I remember turning down the full-time job offer for the marketing company and moving to accept the one for the personal assistant. And then my brother and I had to switch banks, and I'm really glad we did this. We had to switch banks, so we moved in. And I remember the bank teller telling me, my brother had left by this point, that the job was a scam, and that the check wasn't real. It was going to actually make me owe money to the person who was supposedly my boss at the time. And I remember my stomach just sinking. That was the first time I had been introduced to what scams were out here, and you know, it was really nerve-wracking, and I didn't know where to move forward, and it kind of made me reset on everything. They told me to block everything, and I was nervous because I had given him like not too much of personal information, but like my phone number, my email. And I remember texting my cousin scared because she's been out here for a while, and I remember texting her to get advice from her of what to do, and she asked me if I'd give what information I'd given him, and I said I'd given him my phone number, I'd given him my email address, but I was lucky not to give him any of like my banking information or anything like that. But I remember my stomach just, like I said, sinking and being scared and frantically going to her and having to kind of go back to square one, realizing I just turned down a full-time job offer. And so then where was I going to move forward? Out in this big city, I rarely knew anyone. So that was probably one of the scariest weeks. So over the past 3 months, I've had so many cool experiences that I want to share with you all, meeting so many cool people, including people in the industry, including hosts, including producers. I want to continue to share my dreams, my inspirations, including the person who made the sweatshirt that I'm wearing today, Marcus Schreibman. Check out his HDMH apparel line. And make sure to subscribe and follow me on Instagram at Schreibman for weekly updates. See you next time.